Welcome, Sharp Goat Photographer Challengers, to week 8. This week, I had you guys put your DSLRs away and bust your smartphones out so that you could apply what we've learned from the past few weeks that have been very DSLR heavy and apply them to smartphone photography or iPhoneography for the hip people out there. So let's just jump right into the next batch of images from Peter. Peter, thank you very much for contributing for week 8. Really love it when you toss your photos into the bunch. Let's take a look here. And you are shooting with a Nexus 4. I like how the Nexus 4 even has this handy little thing. Well, with the iPhone, you actually see an icon of the iPhone. But here you see, old school Polaroid, looks like. So, looking here. Chickadee outside. Let's see. Did you submit some notes as well? I cannot see. Let me just see if I got it here. Oh yeah, I do have your notes here. Okay, smartphone challenge. Okay, so not much in the way of notes. Maybe I'll cut that out. So no notes. Okay. All right. So this one, I'm gonna guess that you had to zoom in because obviously this was. You didn't want to startle the bird, so you had to zoom in real close. The downside with zoom on smartphones and most point and shoots, actually, and even some of the high-end point and shoots, you gotta watch when you're looking for a point and shoot camera, or if you're using the zoom on a smartphone or iPhone. The zoom that you get here, there's a difference between one of the different kinds of zooms. There's a difference between actual zoom and digital zoom. So the zoom that you get from your lens when you change your focal length, when you actually adjust the focal length on your lens to zoom in or out, or even on some point and shoots where when you are zooming in or zooming out, you see the lens actually moving in and out. It's actually extending or shortening. That is actual zoom. But most point and shoots and all smartphones, the zoom that they have is a digital zoom. A digital zoom is essentially you're taking the image and stretching it. That's what it is. So it's not changing the optics at all. So it actually really degrades, as you can see in a lot of your shots, if you zoom in all the way, it really degrades the picture quality. So that's why you've got to look when you are shopping for a point and shoot. If you look at the digital zoom versus the actual zoom. The digital zoom, sometimes they can say, oh, it zooms in 500 times. Yeah, but then the picture quality is shit. So you got to watch for that. But again, you're usually stuck. There aren't any ways to really take advantage of actual zoom on smartphones or iPhones. So, what are you gonna do? So in other words, you couldn't really get much closer anyways without startling the bird. Otherwise, it's a moment of when you're trying to capture the bird, and so is it a good shot of the bird? Kind of missed there because look at it, all the noise that you're getting out of this, and also we're kind of losing the bird. It's not exposed properly for the bird. I'm wondering, did you use an app for this? I'm wondering. Because in this one here, I can see that the shutter speed is 1/515, so you probably could have slowed that down more so and be able to let more light in, expose more for the bird, less for the background. So I'm curious about that. This one, it's a little bit too far gone, too noisy. My eye doesn't quite know where to go. I can't find the bird. Moving on. Crime scene. What? Is this the missing glove from Jason's? Or from Krista's, rather? Maybe. Did you steal Krista's glove? Owen's glove, rather? Check out Krista's video critique to make sense of what I just said. Anyways, back to what I was talking about here. Cool. Then you added a frame. Getting the feeling that you did some processing here. Added like an old vintage kind of style look to it. Very cool. The textures of like the carpet and the glove and the light being crossed across it. Okay, I can get behind that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The processing that you've done here, I dig it. I'm usually very, very against frames. Frames usually don't work so well for me. It's not hurting it too much here, caution. I'm always cautious when using frames. Millstones. Okay, where was this taken? So this one here, it's a fine shot in that you can see a lot of the detail. There's, it's cool shadow play going on here. It might rock it as a black and white, actually. Composition wise, I'd lose this top part here. I'd get much closer in on it, or I'd get like right down, drop right down to the floor just to almost shoot across or up at this monolith that's right here, to lose some of this distracting stuff from the top of frame, from the edges of frame. But I think this could rock it as a black and white, because look at all the shadow, look at all the detail. That detail would just come right out if you black and whited it. Gazebo. Very nice vintage look on here. I like this. And I'm more of a fan of the subtle looks and less of the over-processed looks. So I like this. This is subtle. This is cool. You brought down out some of the sharpness of the branches here. A little bit of mist, some haziness to it. I like that. Okay. And this does work pretty well. It's a pretty nice scenic shot. I would have given a little bit more room on the left, just so that the gazebo isn't so far over to the edge of frame. But otherwise, works pretty nice. Pretty nice there as a scenic shot. Spring River. Okay. And what could be done here? Because we're seeing a couple nice ripples, reflections, and again, you can't get much closer to the geese there because they're so far out. And you don't want to zoom in because it'll degrade the visual quality. I get that there's the trade-off there. And so this one's usually a tough call. Ultimately, yeah, the geese are kind of getting lost. The color is getting lost in the reflections of the water there. Seems a little bit canted to the right. Kind of looks like it needs to be straightened out. It may not be. The camera may be level, but it just looks like it's the horizon is definitely going slightly up and to the right as you go left to right. Yeah, just kind of lost it with the geese there. Granted though, I know that it's really tough to take pictures of animals, especially you have such a limited window, so you gotta act fast and get the phone out, take a picture, and hope for the best. So you're really under pressure when it comes to shooting animals. Although I do like how the Speed River is, it's got more life to it now. It means spring's coming. It's coming. So if I were to pick a favorite of these shots, definitely the gazebo. I like the style of this. I like what you saw here. The scene setting, it's nicely composed. I like the processing that you did. I dig it very much. That's my favorite. So thank you very much, Pete, for submitting for week 8. Can't wait to see what you do for week 9. See you next time.